Did you know only 30% of individuals say they attend church every week or almost every week? If you're relying on regular church services to keep members engaged and attract visitors, it might not be enough. Join us as we dive into 10 ideas for church outreach to help your church connect, grow, and thrive. First things first. You likely have an untapped army right within your own church's congregation. Did you know that according to the Unstuck group, the average church already engages about 45% of its adults and students in volunteer roles? These folks are often waiting for opportunities to serve and make a difference. The secret? You need to clearly articulate the need and show them exactly how they can help. Don't just say, "We need volunteers." Instead, paint a picture for them. So for instance, instead of "we need help with the habitat build," try something like this. "Listen, that tornado last month left 5% of families in our town without long-term housing. We're partnering with Habitat for Humanity to change that. So we need 12 dedicated people, maybe that's you, to commit just 4 weekends this summer to literally build hope and homes for our neighbors." Can you swing a hammer for a day? Can you help us provide lunches? Here's how to sign up. See the difference? Connect the task to the impact. Make it clear, make it compelling, and make the next step obvious. Your people want to help you. You just need to show them the way. Imagine mobilizing that 45% or even more towards focused outreach at your church. Leverage the power of celebration with seasonal festivals. Think Christmas markets, Easter egg hunts, fall festivals, trunk or treats. These events all are natural gathering spaces. They break down walls and allow church members and community residents to connect in a relaxed, fun, non-threatening environment. So here's how to make them effective outreach tools for you and your church. First, plan ahead. Get a committee together months before. Focus on family-friendly activities for all ages. Partner with local businesses for sponsorships. That helps offset costs and build community ties. And then crucially, train your volunteers. Their goal isn't aggressive promotion, it's building relationships. So help them be welcoming, be friendly, be helpful. Keep your event free or super low cost so everyone can come. Have info about your church available, but also let the positive experience speak for itself. And here's a pro tip. Have a simple way, with permission of course, to collect contact info from attendees for follow-up. Maybe something like a free raffle entry. Why does this work? Well, a Gallup study found that 59% of churchgoers say community outreach and volunteer opportunities are a major factor in why they attend. Festivals let you do outreach while inviting the community in. It's truly a win-win. All right, moving on to number 3, and this one addresses a huge felt need in nearly every community. It's financial stress. So listen to this statistic from Forbes. A staggering 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. 78%. And the American Psychological Association confirms that money is a top source of stress for people. In addition to that, USA Facts found nearly half of American households have zero retirement savings. People are hurting and they need practical help. So imagine if your church became known as the place that offers real solutions. Offering financial management classes isn't just outreach, it's offering hope. How do you do it? Find a solid curriculum. Dave Ramsey's Financial Peace University is popular, or you can develop your own. Find qualified folks in your church or community to teach. Maybe a CPA, a financial planner, or just someone who's great with budgeting. Offer classes at convenient times and please offer childcare. It's a game changer for parents, and it also shows that your church is family friendly, which is a key characteristic that many are looking for as they're looking for their next church. Focus on practical skills, creating a budget that actually works, and strategies for getting out of debt, and things like simple saving techniques. Make sure you create a supportive, judgment-free zone where people feel safe talking about their struggles. This is a powerful way to serve your community and show God's love in a tangible way. What could be more impactful than helping families find financial peace? Number 4 is all about leveraging the incredible talents already sitting in your pews. Think about it. You probably have artists, cooks, mechanics, gardeners, tech wizards, crafters. I mean, the list really does go on. Community skills sharing programs are a fantastic low-budget way to build bridges. Start by asking your congregation, what skills or hobbies would you be willing to teach? You might be amazed at the response. Then create a schedule of short workshops or classes based on those skills and offer them during the off hours at the church. So maybe it's a basic car maintenance class, a Saturday morning gardening workshop, or a beginner's guide to using smartphones for seniors, or even a series on healthy cooking on a budget. Keep your costs minimal and maybe just cover materials. Churches have also had success teaming up with community education organizations, providing their facility and subject matter experts within their congregations. The real beauty here is connection. People come to learn a skill, but they end up building relationships. It's organic, it's relational, and it positions your church as a hub of learning and community connection. Idea number 5, invest in the next generation by becoming a champion for your local schools. This demonstrates a real commitment to the well-being of your entire community and meets very practical needs. It doesn't have to be complicated. You could start by contacting school principals or administrators and asking them, what are your biggest needs right now? How could our church realistically help? Maybe it's providing backpacks filled with supplies for low-income students. Perhaps it's adopting a few classrooms and supporting those teachers throughout the year with needed materials or classroom decorations. Could your members volunteer as reading buddies, tutors, or mentors? Remember to always respect school policies, especially regarding religious materials. Focus on building genuine relationships and serving with no strings attached. Supporting schools is investing in your community's future. Imagine the impact your church could create. Number 6 is about realizing that you don't have to do it all alone. Forge powerful partnerships with other local organizations. Collaborating with established agencies leverages their skills and expertise and resources and amplifies your impact. And it also shows your community that you're committed to the common good, not just your own agenda. Start by researching organizations already doing great work in the areas that your church cares about. Maybe it's a local food bank, a homeless shelter, a recovery group, a health clinic at a youth center. Talk to their leaders, schedule a meeting and ask, how can we help you achieve your mission? Focus on complementing what they do and not competing with them. Can your church provide volunteers? Can you host their meetings or classes in your space? Can you help raise funds or awareness for their cause? Be specific about your commitments, and most of all, be reliable. Number 7, keep your outreach fresh and diverse. Okay, number 7 is a crucial mindset shift. Don't get stuck in an outreach rut. Keep your ideas fresh and diverse. What worked 5 years ago might not connect today, and what reaches young families might differ from what engages seniors. Now, brainstorming endless ideas can be exhausting, right? Fortunately, we've compiled a fantastic list of over 50 church outreach ideas that we've seen work for the tens of thousands of churches we work with. The point is, mix it up. Try different things, see what resonates with your specific community. Don't be afraid to experiment and even fail sometimes. That's how you learn. A diverse outreach portfolio ensures you're creating multiple pathways for people to connect. This next one might be the secret sauce that many churches miss. You need to intentionally connect your outreach efforts directly to your small groups ministry. Outreach events are great first touches, but where do people go to build the deeper relationships? Small groups. And conversely, your small groups are filled with passionate people. So why not mobilize them around outreach activities they care about? Here are some practical tips. First, make the next step easy. At your outreach events, have sign-up sheets or QR codes, not just for church info. And second, involve your small group leaders in the outreach. Have them present and visible at events, ready to welcome newcomers. Third, design some outreach events around existing group interests. Does your church have a hiking group? Organize a community trail cleanup day, or if you have a cooking group, host a free community meal. Fourth, channel people passionate about a specific cause like homelessness or schools from an outreach event into new or existing small groups that are focused on that very mission. This creates a clear pathway from initial contact to deeper community to ongoing discipleship and service. It stops outreach from being just a series of disconnected events. Finally, number 9. This isn't just an idea, it's the foundational principle, your North Star for all outreach. Simply focus on being genuinely helpful. Did you know that Lifeway research found that 53% of people said churches played a key role in helping their communities during the pandemic? People notice when the church shows up and serves. It demonstrates our faith through action. As the Bible says, faith without works is dead. When deciding on outreach, filter it through these questions. 1, how does this help our members put their faith into action and grow spiritually? 2, how does this genuinely welcome visitors and newcomers into a caring community? And 3, how does this meet a real need in our broader community, potentially filling gaps other organizations aren't addressing? Now that we've covered how to choose the right church outreach events and explored some best practices, it's time to focus on what makes these gatherings truly successful. After working with tens of thousands of churches across the country, we've identified 7 essential tactics that consistently drive impactful, well-attended events. Before we even get to the numbered list, there are some crucial groundwork steps. You've got to know, what kind of event is it? Who is it for? Your members, the community, families, youth? What's the budget looking like? And critically, you need approval from church leadership. Don't skip this. A great way to handle that approval step is by creating a simple proposal. Think it through. What's the purpose of this event? How will it impact the church, the members, the community? Having this clear vision helps leadership understand the value and helps you answer their questions confidently. Now, on to our first major step. Number 1, choosing the right church event planner. Okay, this first one is huge. Choosing the right person to lead the charge is crucial, because sometimes the person with the brilliant idea isn't necessarily the best person to manage the entire project, and that's okay. They can still play a key role. Now, unless you're a megachurch, your event planner is likely a volunteer. But here's the thing. Just because someone rocked the church picnic doesn't automatically mean they're equipped to handle a multi-day conference or a formal gala. Remember that different events require different skill sets. So what should you look for? Well, think core competencies. You need someone with exceptional organization skills. That's a non-negotiable. You also need someone who's a great communicator, keeping everyone in the loop. Solid leadership skills are also a must because they'll be guiding a team. And they need to be problem solvers because, trust me, things will come up and they absolutely must work well with diverse groups of people. And beyond those basics, look for experience in team building. Do they understand things like event planning technology and tools? And critically, can they manage a budget effectively? Don't be afraid to advertise the need within your church, almost like you're hiring staff. Clearly outline the specific skills required. Remember, getting the right leader in place sets the foundation for everything else. Okay, you've got your amazing event planner, so now what? Step 2 is all about creating structure. If your church hosts multiple events, you need clear written event planning guidelines. This isn't bureaucracy, it's simply about creating standards, ensuring consistency, and making life easier for everyone involved. So what goes into these guidelines exactly? Well, let's break it down. First, you need a standardized way to submit event ideas. Think about creating a simple form, whether digital or paper, that covers the basics like who's proposing, what's the event, when and where is it happening, why are you doing this, what's the purpose, and what's the estimated cost. Second, consider forming an event committee, maybe 3 to 5 people who do an initial review of submissions. They can vet ideas, ask clarifying questions, and then present promising proposals to church leadership for the final approve, deny, or request more info decision. This streamlines the process for leadership. Third, budget protocols are essential. How are events funded? Well, many churches require ministries to include event costs in their annual budget requests. That's smart planning. But maybe allow for some flexibility for great ideas that pop up mid-year, perhaps funded from a central church event budget. This helps control costs and manage expectations. Your guidelines should specify what needs to be included in a detailed event budget. Think decorations, food, marketing, don't forget that one, room or equipment rentals, and things like speaker fees, including their travel, hotel, and meals. Fourth, address event fees. Will you charge attendees? For conferences or concerts, this is common. The guidelines should outline how to determine the cost and what payment methods are acceptable. Having these guidelines documented provides a roadmap and also prevents confusion, and most of all ensures that key details aren't overlooked. It empowers your teams to plan effectively within established boundaries. Number 3, select the best volunteers, your dream team. Your event planner can't do it alone, so step 3 is about assembling your volunteer dream team. But before you just put out a generic call for help, the planner needs to clearly define the roles needed. Think specific functions. Do you need someone focused on communications, a recording secretary to take notes in meetings, a marketing guru to spread the word, people for setup or tear down, greeters, tech support, food service? Once you know all the roles, then you recruit. And here's the secret. You want volunteers who are committed to the event's success, not just filling a slot. So look for reliability and, most of all, enthusiasm. So how do you find them? Leverage all your channels. We're talking church newsletters, email blasts, social media posts, your online member portal. If you have a media ministry, use them. Run announcements during services. Maybe even have the event planner briefly share the vision and the specific needs from the stage during a Sunday service. Be clear about the roles, the time commitment, and the impact they'll make. Number 4, nail the day of logistics. All right, the planning is done, the team is assembled, now it's game day. Step 4 is all about nailing the day of logistics. Those guidelines we talked about, they extend right into the event itself. Your guidelines and your event plan should be crystal clear about day of execution. What time do specific volunteers need to arrive? What are the exact duties for each person or team? Who is the point person if an issue pops up? Clear communication prevents chaos. Think about scheduling. Do your volunteers need to be there the entire time, or can they work in shifts? If using shifts, make sure they overlap slightly, maybe 15 to 30 minutes. This will ensure seamless handoffs and avoid gaps in coverage. Having a detailed run sheet or schedule of events that outlines everything from setup times to speaker queues to cleanup tasks is invaluable. Brief your team beforehand so everyone knows the plan. Smooth day of execution is the payoff for all that careful planning. The event is over. Everyone's tired but happy. Time to relax, right? Not quite. Step 5 is critical but often skipped. Post-event evaluation. You need a process to determine if the event actually met the church's expectations and achieved its purpose. How do you do this? First, gather feedback from attendees. A simple post-event survey is gold. You hand out physical copies at the end, or even better, you could send a quick digital survey via email shortly after. Ask about their experience, what they liked, what could be improved. To help you with this, we created an event evaluation form in our free kit, which you can find in the study guide. We also have a series of church survey templates, which are also in our study guide. These might be particularly useful for church retreats or for understanding the sentiment of your volunteers. Internally, the planning team needs to debrief. Did you stay within budget? What went really well? What were the hiccups? What would you change next time? This assessment isn't about blame. It's all about learning and improving. And most importantly, especially for church events, ask the deeper questions. How many lives were impacted? Did the event help people connect with Christ or grow in their faith? Did it bring new people into contact with the church community? These are the ultimate measures of success. Don't forget to share the positive outcomes. Testimonies, photos, key moments. Share them all with the congregation to celebrate the wins. And finally, as you evaluate events throughout the year, make sure to capture insights, identifying which events deserve a spot on next year's calendar and which ones can be left off. Also, be sure to make the appropriate adjustments from the learnings in your post-event evaluation. For example, maybe the feedback suggests a different time of year, a modified format, or even a stronger focus on a particular element. Step 6 is your practical lifesaver. Use a comprehensive church event planning template. Being an event planner, especially a volunteer one, isn't easy. So a template acts as your checklist, your guide, and your safety net to ensure nothing falls through the cracks. It has an event planning checklist, event evaluation form, promotional communication templates, free promotional flyers for some of the most common church events, and much more. Also, be sure to check out our study guide complete with even more resources and data to help you with church events and outreach. Church outreach and event planning can be a lot easier when paired with tech. With tools like Vanco Events, you can spin up a branded registration page in minutes, free or ticketed, complete with preset or other donation upsells that make it easy to collect funds that help offset your costs. With Vanco Events, you can embed the widget on your website or share the direct link in social posts and emails and watch registrations roll in. On the day of the event, simply open the Vanco Events mobile app to scan tickets, track check-ins in real time, and manage capacity without a hitch. Afterward, download attendance and donation reports with one click, then import the data into your church database for personalized follow-up. And the best part of all is this. You can use Vanco Events at no cost for any no-charge events. In the case of church outreach, that covers a majority of the events. Check the study guide to see how you can access Vanco Events for free.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Allie, for going through all that great information and showing everyone how simple it can be to utilize effective outreach strategies and events to boost connection, drive engagement, and maximize giving. And so with that said, I wanted to highlight some key tips on choosing the right platform to suit your event and outreach needs. And so first, you want to make sure that you choose a platform that can help you simplify event planning with tools made specifically for churches. Next, you want to choose a platform that can allow you to attract new visitors, engage existing members, and follow up effectively. Next, make sure that you choose a platform that can help you encourage generosity with integrated giving options. And finally, use a system that can allow you to spend less time managing events and focus more time on building your community. And so with Vanco, we've built a full system to help you tell your story, share your story, foster generosity, and gain insights along the way. And by doing this and utilizing our tools, you'll be able to elevate your community's experience with effortless giving and enhanced engagement. And so with that said, I'm going to jump into our events management system and highlight that and some of our giving tools to showcase how you can use these tools to enhance your community outreach and build a tighter knit community that drives giving. And so first I wanted to showcase some of the community events that Allie talked about. One of them, for example, is setting up these financial peace classes, allowing you to improve finances throughout your community and build deeper connection as well. And so here's just an example of this type of event that we've built. And so this is a type of ongoing event that you might see. So for example, we have the classes as a whole. It showcases when the dates are happening. And so this is happening throughout August and November. And then it's located at our Vanco Valley Convention Center in this case. Now, again, we have the different dates of sessions you could choose. So we have the August session here, or again, we can look throughout September and October. So let's say we wanted to attend a specific class, we could choose that, select that for our option. Now we can see here that in this case, we're utilizing free tickets as an option. So we can choose that. And then we also do have the option to encourage additional donations through the checkout process. So let's just say I add a $10 donation here in addition to registering with my free tickets. At this point, since we are adding a donation, we need to enter our information and payment details. So that's pretty simple, just similar to your standard checkout process for any type of online purchase that you've done in the past. Just confirm we're not a robot, and we're good to go. And so again, if you're tracking registrations for this type of event, this will now be tracked in your reporting section here on Vanco Events, but we can view our tickets as well. So if you're scanning these at the door, we now have our tickets set up for this event. Again, we can see the various session times we have available. And if I wanted to see who was registered for this, I could simply click on the report section. We have a variety of reports you can choose from. Let's say I just did a custom report, and I could create a new report. So I've just entered financial peace registration classes, and then I can search for that. Got all the session times here as well. I could narrow it down to specific session times, but I'll just look at all of them for right now. And then it comes to the reporting. You can select specific items if you wanted to see that in the report, but I'll just include everything by clicking the main section here and adding the plus. Now let's say we want the booking details as well, and we could simply download that. All right, so now we can see the report here. We've got the financial peace classes. We've got the date that registration is set for, the session time. We have who is registered, their information, phone number, and email as well, so we could reach out to them if we choose. Another neat option too is if we wanted to reach the people registered for the various events, we have this email communication section. So I could actually email buyers here. So anyone that was registered for the various events and I maybe needed to cancel a session or reschedule, or maybe there was some important information I wanted people to know, whatever the case might be, I could actually set up an email and send it to anyone that was registered for those different events. Now, I also wanted to show you how easy it is to make one of these events. So let's say you wanted to create a session like a tech training class for seniors. Just enter our information. Now we can create a new venue if we wanted. If it's an online event, you have that option as well. But let's say we just create a new event and we do Vanco Valley Church, and we'll say this is a smaller group event, and we'll say we just do 30 attendees. We could have multiple sessions as well. I could do single sessions if I want, but if I wanted to do multiple sessions, let's say this is a once a week class on Thursday, I can just choose when that's going to happen. And let's say it starts at 7 p.m. And let's say this goes for several months. And we can save. Now it actually builds all the session times here at once. So this is very easy to have people register for long-term events or multiple sessions or whatever ones can work for them. You can choose a paid ticket option. So I could do a couple options here. Let's say I wanted to actually have a free ticket option. I could do that. Just call it a free ticket and have the price be $0. Or I could have a free ticket option as well. And then I might say something like a suggested donation of $10. Maybe I make a ticket like that. I can make this $10 as an option. I then can add images. So we choose this tech class for seniors image we've built, and we can create the event. Now that this event has been created, we have a link here that we could simply copy and share this link to help people get registered. We can also use the QR codes to have people register. So if we wanted to create posters around the church and throughout the community, we could get registrations for that as well. Now, if we wanted to turn on donations, we also have that option. It's very simple. Say all donations help support the church community and pay for training supplies. So pretty simple. Just let people know what their donation goes toward. You can have a donor specified amount or list donation amounts as well if you wanted to offer suggested donations. I'll leave this as a donor specified amount and simply save and close. So we now have this event set up. So let's just preview that event here. We've got our tech training classes for seniors. We have where it's about, the dates it's happening, the locations. Again, if I wanted to simply choose what event I wanted to register for, I can choose this. And as I showcased before, we have our free tickets. If somebody wanted to offer a suggested donation, we have that option. Or if they just wanted to do the free tickets and add whatever donation they want. So let's say they wanted to do $50. That's an option as well. Same thing, we have the booking details, the information. So it's very simple to indicate that as well. Now, let's say we wanted to get some more custom information throughout the checkout process. That's another option. So we could have custom questions, pre-built questions. Our pre-built questions have a lot of key information you'll likely want on a regular basis here. So like first name, last name, maybe email and phone number. We can utilize that. Again, maybe we also wanted to have a custom question. So let's add that. So maybe it's in this tech class scenario, are there any specific tech questions you have? So I could choose a short text box where someone could list that. You could have that per ticket or per booking. Let's just say we do per booking. We add that. So we'll save and add another. And maybe we have another option of what areas of tech would you like to learn about most? And we could give the option of different checkboxes. So we could allow them to choose multiple. So let's say we do email, social media, websites, maybe it's online banking. Various things like that. Lots of options. You can include whatever you want. You could ask only once per booking or per ticket. You can make it mandatory. You could also have sub questions. So, for example, if they chose email, you could have a section here. What specifically about email do you have questions on? And then again, this time you could do some type of short text box, and then we could save it. So now we've got these custom questions set up in addition to the other questions. So if I went back to showcase what we're asking, let's go through. We select the time, we'll do a free ticket, hit next. And now we've got the additional questions that we wanted to know about it. So yes, and I'll say email and how to create a new email account. So this would be different information we could now gather and would show up on the back end of our reporting. Another option I wanted to showcase that can assist with church outreach is building small groups that maybe your members want to invite people to through the Vanco Events platform. And so it's pretty simple. Let's say we just wanted to do a small group Bible study for the type of event. Just put the basic information here again. And at this point here, we can simply create a new venue. We'll do Vanco Valley Church, and we'll do 20 attendees. And then at this point, we can add sessions. Let's do multiple sessions as well. And let's say we just do weekly. Maybe it's on Thursdays as well. And we'll just choose something in the future here. And again, we can have this be an ongoing event. And we'll just simply have it start at 7. And now we have the different sessions here as well. So we can create tickets. Again, you could do the paid option or the free. I'll just choose free at this point. We'll choose a image, church group one here again. And so now that we have this event set up, you could have your church members actually share this link to the community, to their friends, to their family, whatever the case might be, and inviting them to attend this small group Bible study. So it's another cool option you could utilize to boost community outreach and reach new potential members throughout your community. Now, another means to drive giving through this process is with our online giving tools. So here we are in the back end of our Vanco online giving platform. And so another great option to drive additional donations is to create giving opportunities at these small groups, at these outreach events, whatever the case might be. And so it's pretty simple. If you don't already have a website for your online giving pages, you can create that. Very simple. We could do church outreach example, and we'll do this. Done. And so we've got our basic site here. Now, if we had already existing tiles, we could do that. Let's just make one quick though. So we'll do it as a gift. And we'll say support our church from small groups. Just so we have a label that we understand where the funds are coming from. I'll just say small group donation here as an example. We'll say donate now. We can upload a custom image. So we'll just use our church group image. just to stay consistent. We'll save and continue. We'll have it go to the general fund for a test. And we can simply choose the options we want people to have for the frequency of giving. I'll just do select all for right now. I could do installments, an end date if I chose, and custom fields. We'll just keep it basic for now. So we can see what this tile will look like now. And I can choose this church outreach example site that we just made. All right, so if we wanted to check out the site that we just made, we go to the Sites tab here. We've got our church outreach example. I could click the dots and see View Site. And so now we can see our example church here. We've got our church outreach example, and we've got the option to support our church from small groups, and they can donate now. And again, just simply choose the options of how much they want to donate, whether it's one time or recurring, when they actually want to donate, and then simply add that as well. So pretty simple process here, but let's go back. So we can have that directly driving people to our site. We could even get the QR code. So you can see here we have that. So if we wanted to put this on a poster, for example, or maybe a little standee at some of our small group events and encourage people to donate there, we have that option to do so. You could also go directly to the tile itself. So we just scroll through to find where we're looking for. We've got support our church from small groups. Again, we could have a link to that tile directly, or we could use the QR code example here as well. Again, these are options we can include in our emails to people that attended our small groups. We could link to them in-person posters or on standees, various things like that, as other options to drive additional giving through these outreach opportunities. Now, to make your church outreach and event planning even easier, we put together a complete guide to church outreach and event planning. And so this includes all kinds of great resources like outreach ideas, step-by-step planning guides, event kits, and more. And so you'll be able to access all of these resources and tools. And to access this guide, you can do so completely free. All you need to do is simply enter this URL at the top of the page that you see into your search bar, and it will take you right to this church outreach and event planning study guide. And so be sure to head there as well to access that study guide. And for those of you on today's webinar, you'll be getting a copy of the slides. And so you can actually just simply click the link here as well that you see on this slide, and you'll be able to access the guide directly through that link as well.
Let's jump into how you can get started utilizing these tools and strategies to help accelerate growth and drive giving and engagement at your church. Now, obviously, there are a lot of different giving platforms available in today's market, and we know that many churches are already utilizing online giving. But if you're watching this and you aren't utilizing a giving platform currently, or maybe you're just looking to make a switch to a better option, let's talk about why you should choose Vanco. There are a lot of different reasons, but our top 10 include things like our white glove customer service and support, our free mobile church app, our enhanced giving pages and tiles, our multiple donation options, the fact that we have no long-term contracts, our complete data security, and the fact that we integrate seamlessly with over 60 church management systems. You'll also get quick access to donated funds. And we offer free launch materials and in-depth training to drive church growth. Plus, we have over 20 years of experience helping over 25,000 churches to grow giving and much more. Now, in addition to these great reasons, our team at Vanco put together 10 simple steps to boost engagement, maximize giving, and accelerate church growth. And with this simple framework, we can help turn your church into a thriving community. So the foundation of our process starts with setting up your online giving tools and giving pages, hosting community events and small groups to attract new members, effectively sharing your giving link online and with your community, promoting recurring giving to your members, showcasing stories and the impact your donations can make, thanking givers and providing updates on impact, creating internal champions, and maximizing fundraising efforts through simplifying capital campaigns and utilizing giving data to scale growth and increase retention. Overall, our goal here at Vanco is to help your church tell your story, share your story, foster generosity, and gain insights on the back end so you can make educated decisions to help you elevate your community's experience through effortless giving and enhanced engagement. Getting started with us is incredibly simple. To get started, you can connect with our team here at vancopayments.com or give us a call directly at the number you see here on the screen, and our team will be happy to help you build your optimized giving system today. Thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to working with you.